No big deal.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Let's call the Development and Planning Committee meeting for March 12th to order. Let the record reflect that all committee members are here. And with that, we are to the minutes of the March 10th meeting.
I would move the minutes of the March 10th, 2025, meeting minutes as written.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. All right, motion passes. We are to item 4, public comment on agenda items. There's nobody here from the public. Anybody online? All right, nobody online. Okay, then we are to the first item and only item. Discussion action item B, resolution introduction of the second public hearing, form-based code and zoning map, repeal and replace current zoning ordinance and map being part 12, title 6 of the codified ordinance, except for chapter 1300, marijuana operations. Okay. You have any additional?
No additions.
No additions. Okay. Do we have anything? So let me, I put a little summary together. I guess I'll read it. So the Lansing Planning Commission reviewed and approved the zoning map revisions and amendments to the City Forest-based zoning code. The changes aim to consolidate and simplify zoning classifications by merging R-1, R-2, and R-3 into a single district, R-1, R-4, and R-5, and R-6 into R-2, and renaming R-6B and R3. These adjustments are intended to make zoning regulations easier to understand and administer while ensuring that no areas are upzoned without proper review. The revisions also address the mapping error and incorporated input from stakeholders, including public comments, support, and more housing options and infill development. The Planning Commission unanimously recommended approval of the proposed changes. We were missing one person though, right? It was 7-0?
Yes, correct.
Can I ask a question? So because I don't have the full history on this, Andy, so when we talk about the subject area, right, that pertains to the mapping area, who caught this unintended outcome?
Councilmember Cost.
So I'm hoping we did a thorough review of that map afterwards.
Yes. Yep.
I'm really concerned that something of this magnitude would make it through your department, the city attorney's office, the planning commission, and then one of us had to catch that. That's concerning.
I totally understand.
And thank you, Councilman Goss.
And so the second hearing would be on, would it be the 24th?
April 21st.
April 21st, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because of 15 days, it'll go to council on the 24th. We need, because of the zoning, yep.
And then April 21st would be the date.
Yep.
Okay. Any additional comments or questions from council? I'm sorry, from committee?
Just on the ADU, is there anywhere that was added on here that the property owner needs to occupy one or the other?
I believe the version that's going forward is Councilmember Hussein.
Okay, so that's not what's in our bag. Because I was going to ask, I'm glad you asked the question.
Yeah, no, because I don't see anything.
Yes, like there was something added, and now that language is gone. I don't know if we just put the wrong one in the packet.
Yes, I asked the question.
I got the March 4th one, so that would have been the most.
Wasn't the ADU a separate, like, it was a separate?
It was, I think, he's still just asking.
But it was part of this.
Yeah, because this has got definitions of an ADU.
Yeah.
I didn't touch anything Laserfish.
But you're
So
correct. The public hearing is on the Second Amendment. This is technically a separate item from that.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that whatever's in our packet is not what we are going to at some point be asked to approve final out of the committee council consideration, because this is not what we were looking at last.
I will have to look and see what the clerk's office gave me this second time around. They might have just pulled, I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know what they pulled, so. I
Just
will
want to make
double
sure we
check.
get it right.
So I'll just make a note. I'll make a note in the record that the ADU portion of 1250.0408 is not part of this.
right. Yep. And that we need, when we come back. to
It'll be a
this-
separate action, yeah.
Yep. But then when we come back to this, we need the right.
Yeah.
ordinance. All right.
I'll send you what I can see in Laserfish. to confirm that that's what we have when we come back. And both of these will be back on the 21st of April for, no, the next, the last meeting in April for action.
Okay,
We'll do them at the same time.
okay.
Okay.
And I
Does
do
that
have,
sound right? That
Yes.
sounds right.
Yeah,
Okay.
there was no intention to put a prior version or anything like that, and I didn't touch anything in Laserfish, so
Okay, perfect.
we'll get to the bottom of it.
just one question, for clarity, like Fred McLaughlin, sorry, requested that staff and the planning commission remove the requirements, for off-street parking minimums. Is there a reason why that was?
Could I? I would want to talk to Fred on a regular basis. Fred's like, he owns a property down in Everdale, and we do require that single-family homes sites have parking for 2 cars on the site. And he would like to see that no parking is required for any use. I'm thinking that people can use on-street parking or do what he does and just choose not to drive, period.
And there's nothing in the Second Amendment that contemplates that, right?
Okay,
Okay. I just wanted to be clear.
yeah.
We're a little less formal in planning commission sometimes, so there was no point of order or anything like that. So we just let him say his piece and.
It has.
Yeah.
So I actually appreciate you bringing that up. Can you tell me the nature of the support here? So as an example, I mean, we're very versed in terms of Joan Nelson and what she's trying to do with her own home, boarding home and our rooming home, house and all of those things. What about the others? Do they also have business interest?
No, they're residents, and they've come to other prior meetings as well. So they've made,
I don't like, right? Yeah.
they made pretty brief statements of general support of the amendments.
All right.
Any further discussion?
Just, the map I'm looking at is the corrected map, correct?
Yes.
And just for my edification, it looks like the area I live in is R2. Is that the right shade I'm looking at? It's hard to tell just because R3 and there's black in the boundaries for the property lines. No, you're good.
Yes, you would be
Okay.
R2.
So then, just could you quickly, just for my edification, R1 and R2, what's the biggest difference in those two?
The minimum lot width
Okay.
of a property, R1, the proposed R1 the minimum would be 50 feet wide.
Okay,
For R2, the minimum would be 40 feet wide.
gotcha, because of smaller lots.
And I mean, all these lots have been platted, they're existing for decades. It would be, if any new property, usually through lot split.
Okay,
So if someone's trying to get as many properties in a lot split, you would have some kind of checks and balances
So
on.
is that the same main distinction with the R3?
The proposed R3 was R6B, which
Yeah.
allowed for up to 6 units in one dwelling. It's not multiple dwellings. And that has a 40-foot minimum width as well. It just allowed for the.
there's not a lot of those, is there?
No, it was what used to be the duplex district, and that's kind of the west portion of the east side. What some people call Willow Walnut, which is the north of downtown, east of MLK, excuse me, and then Fabulous Acres, some of Baker Denora, and half the eastern portion of Morris Park neighborhood.
And just as a refresher, because it's been a minute, so we condensed we had 6 single-family districts into 3? Is that what?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a, I mean,
There was no differences between land use or anything like that. And
okay.
during Councilmember Garza's summary, it was a bit of a mouthful. There was a lot of districts, so we're trying to make it simpler.
Okay.
Simplified. Yeah, gotcha. All right, no further discussion or motion?
I would move the public hearing. Yeah, for the 21st.
Okay, we have a proper motion set in place. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, motion passes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for being here, guys. Seeing no further business on the agenda, we are adjourned at 3:39.
My bad, I thought you were.
No, I think it's confusing.